Hey, I'm Steven, the Salon Guy, and today I'm going to show you guys how to achieve a men's haircut using clippers and scissors. So let's go over the tools that you need to perform a men's haircut using clippers. I like to use a clipper that you can use detachable blades on. I think it gives a sharper feel, a sharper look, and the blades are a lot sharper, which gives you that tighter look. I don't really like using the ones with the plastic attachments. If you really want to do quality men's haircutting using clippers, you have to invest in the proper tools. So this is an Andes clipper. There's also Oster, but make sure you can use the ones that have the detachable blades. All you do is snap on the blade like so, and there you have it. That's the blade right there, and that's how it goes on. Next, you want to make sure you're using a good trimmer. I like to use the Oster, the T-Finisher, which is a really good trimmer. This is great for getting behind the ear, around the neck. This is definitely another tool I highly suggest. Also, when performing men's haircuts, use a brush. You definitely want to have a brush to make sure you're brushing all the hair off their face. And then finally, always have a towel handy. Again, if you want to get some sort of hair off the face, but that's my suggestions on tools that you need for men's haircutting. Well, I want to introduce you guys to a very special person, and he's my model today. This is my very, very handsome son, Steven. Super excited that you're here with us today, Steven, and you know, thank God you don't have my hair. Not yet. Soon. You know, I hope not soon, but you still have some time left. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you guys how to do a haircut, which is actually going to incorporate fading a neckline in and also fading the sides into the top. So this is a really good hair demo today. So let's get started with the hairline first. Now we're ready to start the hairline. Now there's a few different ways you can approach a men's hairline. You can either cut it straight, which would obviously be more of a harsh line straight across. What we're going to do here is actually fade in the hairline from his natural skin here into this, which means as it grows out, it's actually going to look a lot more natural. So what I'm doing is I'm actually taking my clipper, and when you see I've got the attachment on it, this is actually the shortest attachment I have. It's 5 zeros. So this is almost basically close to having skin. So what we're going to do is actually do this in levels where we're actually starting off down and through here and cutting it super, super short, only to about here. So we're going to actually be doing a lot of work from here to here, but as you're going to see, it's going to perform a natural and very, very blended hairline. So here's the first layer down here. So it might not look like I did a lot of work here, but what I've done is I've actually gotten rid of all this natural hair into here, which is going to start the fading process as it goes in. So now I'm going to put a new attachment on, which is just a little bit longer than that, which is 3 zeros. And then I'm going to now work up to the next level. Alright, so now that's done, what I'm going to do is keep working up, changing the blade each time to a longer blade until I get to where I want to start cutting in through here and then the sides. So I'm going to continue up the back, and then we're going to get ready to work onto the sides. So as you can see, the fade is pretty much complete from the hairline, so it's fading naturally up into this part here. Now I'm going to put on my number 2 attachment and then start to work in this to about here and then around the base on the sides, and then I'm going to start to actually go up to about here with the desired length I want with the clippers. So now I've got the number 3.5 guard in through here, blended from the 2, and now I've got to work in from here to here to blend this in. Again, so I'm going to go with the highest attachment I have, which is 3 3/4, and then I'm going to cut to about here, all the way through the back, then perform this on the other side, starting with the 2, the 3.5, and the 3 3/4, and then we're going to be able to blend this in by hand with the shears, and then go in and work on the top. Okay, so here's where the brush comes in handy. As you can see, he's got some little hairs here. You always want to make sure that you're just keeping your client clean. It's very, very important because these guys will get itchy. They'll start to, you can sense it. Also, it just looks a lot better when you can keep them nice and neat here. So let's talk about again what we did here, working it through the sides. So we start off with the number 2. always make sure you're using the comb when you're working with clippers. Even though a lot of people I see just use the clippers with just the clipper, always make sure you're using the comb, because that's combing the hair down into its natural growth. So it's going to ensure a much more even and precise cut. So number 2 to about here, remember the lowest guard is where you want to see the shortest point, where you want to start the fading and the blending to start here. So this I wasn't going too short, because he doesn't like it really short, but also short enough where it's, you know, nice and clean and tapered. Then from here to here, I use a 3.5 and then a 3 3/4. So these types of clippers have a natural fading type quality with the blades, which actually saves you some time. And as you can see, from about here to here has a very nice fade. Now here's where you start to go in and doing it all by hand, and that's when you can blend this in and really show the true craftsmanship of barbering and blending, and that's where your skills with men's haircutting really comes in. So I'm just going to continue now with the scissors in through here, do some scissor over comb, and then we're going to work into the top. So scissor over combing, you want to make sure that you use a shear that not only is sharp, but more of a workhorse type shear, where that actually does okay on dry hair. Because as you can see, I didn't wet this down. You don't want to wet the client's hair down. I see a lot of people, they shampoo the hair first, then they use clippers. I always do it on dry hair, because it really is going to ensure everything is falling exactly where it is, and you can see it much better. So with scissor over combing, as you can see right here, between here and here is our focus point of where we want to blend this in, so it almost starts to look like that. So what you do is you constantly comb down to make sure you can see where that line is right there, because that's where you want to remove. I like to start off with the Y teeth at first, and when scissor over combing, you want to make sure that you're just constantly just moving your thumb like so, just the thumb. You don't want to kind of chop into it or anything, but the thumb is constantly going to be moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this on this side, and I'm going to actually follow the head shape to round it out in through here. And then I'm going to repeat this on the other side, and then we'll be ready to start the top. So both these corners here are done. As you can see, it's got a beautiful flow into the top. And now I'm going to work into the middle here, and I'm just going to leave a little bit longer into the center here, because that's a really in style right now, but not too much. So what happens is, you'll see the middle is the longest point, and then you just really got to connect these two in through the middle here. Alright, so now that the top is pretty much complete, I'm going to just go in here with the shears and just do a little bit of texturizing to create a little bit of separation and a really cool effect on top here. Nothing too crazy, but just kind of giving things a little more of an edgy type look on top here, so you can wear it a few different ways on top. Alright, so what I like to do now is take my blending shear, or thinning shear, believe it or not, which has the different teeth on it, and I just like to comb down this way and do over like a scissor over comb. And what this will do is this will just take out any excess weight, any kind of like thick spots in the hair that don't really blend in as well, and it just really blends everything together. And I think I always do this when I'm using scissor over comb and cutting men's hair, and when I'm using clippers and things like that. It just really adds a nice final touch to the whole haircut, and really blends everything really nicely together. All right, so now we're ready to clean around the ear, and this is where the edger comes in here, or the T-finisher. And what you want to do is you just want to follow the natural hairline around the ear here. You don't want to go too high. You don't want to go too far into it, or else you're really going to create some trouble here, and you're going to end up cutting too much. So just go, and you'll see these longer hairs just kind of pop out, and that's what you want to cut. And again, using the comb always will help to ensure that you're getting all of the hair. Well, I don't think you can get any more handsome, unlike your father. So as you can see, guys, the haircut's pretty much complete. It's got a beautiful taper in through here, very nicely blended in throughout the sides, throughout the top. Very, very classy men's haircut. Very, very wearable for many different occasions. Now the key is to styling it. Depending on how you want to style it, you can use a paste, you can use a gel, which will give you more of a wet look. But I am going to now style it, and then the haircut will be complete. All right, so now I'm going to apply some product in his hair. Now he likes his hair a little more on the wet side with gel, which means you wouldn't want to use a paste because a paste is going to make it more of a dry, matte look. So I'm using a volumizing gel here, and I'm putting maybe about a quarter to a little more than a quarter size. Work it through the hands lightly, and then you want to start to apply it. You don't want to go directly on the top or just kind of put it in one spot. You just want to work it through the whole thing, and then slowly make sure you work it through the whole head. So you're just really manipulating the product into the hair and using your hands. So this is one way. I'm going to show you guys two different ways to style it, and also get this on the sides too, because the sides sometimes you have little flyaways that want to stick up. So the way I'm going to style this now is kind of like a little bit of a more modern, edgy, little bit of a faux hawk here. Nothing too crazy, but you see a lot of soccer players have their hair like this. It's definitely more of a modern look. Another way is more of a kind of classic look. I'm just going to get a little more gel, and if you want to be a little more conservative, if you want to not have it a little more edgy, you can kind of slick it down like so. And again, since you already have some gel in there, it's fine. But what you want to do is just work it in, and you can see is that the hair wants to go over like so. And you can even create a part if you want by simply taking a comb and just kind of making your own part and almost separating the top and the corner here to create a nice little classy part here. That's only if you want to do something like that. Totally up to you. But I think he looks great. And I'm not just saying that because he's my son. Oh, I kind of am. So this is definitely a very, very cool, unique look, and I think it looks great on him. Well, here he is. Steven, you look great. Very, very handsome. What do you think? You like your hair?
It's excellent. I love it.
Good, good. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I think we did a great job today. I had a lot of fun with my son here, and you might see him a lot more in my haircutting tutorials or on GQ magazine. Who knows? But thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you on another video for another tutorial with the Salon Guy.